For this video today, I'm going to go over the cards that sold. I sold 22 postcards overnight. Sold 18 on eBay, 2 on Etsy, and 2 on HIP for a total of $95. So I'm going to go through those. Now, most of these are ships and boats. You guys are probably getting sick of seeing ships and boats from me. So I'm going to go through those pretty fast on there just to show you the boat that sold and stuff like that. There's a few cards that are not ships and boats that I'll slow down and show you what those are. But the ships and boats, they sell between $4 and $5. All of these cards sold between $4 and $5. I think there's one card that sold for $6.55 or $7.55. But I'll go through those today. Then the special topic is crossword postcards. Crossword themed postcards. Not a lot of information on history of postcards and crosswords together, but I got some history for you, some highlights. And then there's a poll that I put out. Sold postcards, do you put them in a new sleeve? When you sell a postcard, do you just stick them in an envelope with your sticker on it from your inventory, or no sleeve? We'll see what people say. And then I got some viewer comments to go over on there. But let me go ahead and get into what sold. Like I said, this is going to go quick because they're just basically all boats. So on HIP, here's an exercise, guys, on a boat exercising. That's a print. And then I sold this card. This is not a ship. This is Greetings from Barron, Wisconsin. Very generic card. They just put the name of the town on there. Linen card. Sold for $4.55. So 2 cards on HIP. On Etsy, I sold 2 cards that weren't ships. This is a motel. Nice sign right there. That did it. It has a picture of view of the motel. Everything that needed to be on there. Sold for $4.55. And then I sold this card, and it's Delaware Water Gap. And it was posted in 1928, a white border card. Sold that on Etsy for $4.55. It is posted in 1928. Now let me go through these pretty quick here on the ships. I sold, this is the Hero aircraft carrier, Japanese. This is the $6.55 card. It's the Monadnock building in Chicago. And this was posted, it's a divided back, a little distressed age, but that sold for $6.55. Next one is Fort Henry, USS La Jolla. Coast Guard boat, North Wind, USS Hartley. Here's a non-ship boat or postcard, Live Oak, Carolina Coast. It's a live oak on the Carolina coast. Nice good card stock, divided back. Sold that one. USS Cod, USS Cod. Different view of it. USS Taney. These are all prints. The USNS Observation Island. Look at that boat. They use those satellite things, those radars. Older ship, USS Chicago. Another view of USS Chicago. Another view of USS Chicago. Another view of USS Chicago. All these went to one guy on there. This is a Continental card by a publisher, USS Torsk. Kind of bigger than a Continental, close to a 5x7. Here's a nice color print of the Daniel Boone submarine. This way. And the last one is USS Cobbler, SF-344 submarine. So that was 22 cards, $78 on eBay, $9 on Etsy, $8 on HIP, $95 for the day. Now let me get into crossword themed postcards or crossword postcards. Now there's not a lot of history about, gets into the postcard part of the crosswords on postcards. It's kind of a topic or a theme genre of it. So I went out there and I got the history of crossword puzzles. And with our other videos, you can kind of place the history of postcards. Now I do have a few of them in my novelty collection. Mr. Peanut, that's a crossword theme. That's what I mean. It's got a crossword puzzle on there. It's a Continental card, newer. This is one you'll see in the pictures. This is Greetings from Milwaukee, and it has a crossword puzzle on there. It's a linen, yeah, this is a linen card, unposted. And then this is one that you'll also see probably in pricing stuff. This is from Italy, and you'll see these out there a lot. They have the little crossword puzzle down there or up in the corners, and this is a foreign card. But that's a crossword, what I call crossword themed postcards. It's stuff like that. And we'll get into the pricing here. Let me show you some other cards that I found out there while I talk about the highlights of crossword postcards. Here we go. The crossword puzzle was started in 1913 in the New York World newspaper. The first name was not crossword puzzle. It was word-cross puzzle. So word cross puzzle. And they had a printing error, they said, I read about a week or so later, occurred that transposed the name to crossword puzzle. Well, the editor of the paper or whoever owned it liked that better and renamed it the crossword puzzle. And that's how the name crossword puzzle came about. Crosswords were very important in the 1920s. They were needed for the diversion of the World War Wars and the war news that was coming out in the newspaper. On the front pages there was always, death and war and stuff like that. So they would point people to the fun page where the crossword puzzle was to give them a diversion from the day-to-day bad news they were getting. And during the wartime, crossword puzzles they really boomed in the 1920s. It's really where the postcard boomed. Now, the New York Times, they said they would never put a crossword puzzle into their newspaper, and for decades they did not, but then they finally did. As you can see, crossword puzzles can come in many different shapes and sizes. Squares, diamonds, and different things. They're just all over the place nowadays. There wasn't a lot of rules back in the day about crossword puzzles, and there was a lot of errors riddled throughout them. And one lady went to a paper, came up with certain standards for crossword puzzles that people started meeting, and they got better and better. You will probably come across crossword themed postcards in your collecting hobby and selling. You're going to find them in lots, or you're going to see them. And I see them a lot in antique stores, or if I get a box of cards, and I always said, really, what are these worth? Am I underpricing these or overpricing them? And today, I hope this topic will guide you and let you know what you can do with these and if it's something special or not. But now let's get into the pricing. When I looked at postcards that had the crossword theme on them, and I used crossword in the search, postcard crossword, and I came up on the sold high and sold low that I usually do, I didn't find a lot of breakdown of high and low, a lot of them, so I just grabbed what's sold, and this is what I got. The Donald McGill Little Girl Crossword Puzzle, Vintage Artist, $5.43. It was in an auction, and it went for 4 bids, and it sold and shipping, so about a $10 card, $10 they got for that card. Another Donald McGill, so that must be an artist that does these crossword clues, 2 battle crossword, $3.93, and $3.50 shipping. Now these are from the United Kingdom. I didn't see any domestic ones that sold out there when I did the search at the time I did this. And then the last one is another one from the United Kingdom, Old Postcard Seaside Comic, made artist signed Don Crossword. And then the inventory number 208. So between $2 to $5 is what some of these are selling for, that I saw that were sold. There wasn't a lot of solds, so these are not fast moving cards. Then I looked at the listed high and listed low. So there's more listed than there are sold, which should be the other way around. But here we go, the listed high. This one is like a comic one, or puzzle game, crossword, puzzle man, and telephone booth, circa 1910 postcard. So it's got the crossword puzzle there. He's in a phone booth, $1.60 shipping, $10, $11. So $12, $13 for that card is what they got listed for. It's an older card. I don't see best offer on it, so they're not really playing the market. It's what they want for it. The next one is kind of a humor card, I think. Puzzle game humor, checkers on his pants, circa 1915. So these two are older cards, $12.57. And they've already discounted both of these 15%. So I think it's going to go down and down until it gets close to that $5 range, $6, and then they might sell. But the shipping is $1.60. They can get away with 53 cents to ship those cards if they use eBay standard envelope and they have tracking. Next one is listed as one of the ones like you see here, I believe, that I had, the Italy one with the little box in there. They want $35 for that card. It's an Italian 1920s seductive whatever crossword puzzle on front, novelty, Vasta archive. I don't see that as a $35 card as what I saw out there on there. So that's probably going to be a hard sell, especially a foreign card in the States. I don't do as well with foreign cards, but that one might sit for a while. They do have best offer on it, so maybe they're testing the market to see what people will offer for it. Lowe's, my little Mr. Peanut guy, is worth $4.25 plus 53 cents shipping. Just add it into your price. Don't have a separate shipping there. Just put 53 cents into $4.25 and say free shipping. That's what I do. All my shipping for postcards is inside the price. So that way you don't have to deal with it. It's just all, you know you got 53 cents in every price that you price your postcard, and free shipping. People love free shipping. But I wouldn't do it on some things, hard goods and my toys I don't do it. But postcards that I got pennies into, I don't have a problem with it. Then I found, so $4.25 for that, 53 cents. I wouldn't say that's bad, but it's a Continental card. So someone's going to pay $5 for it if they want it. I know I've shown this card on a couple live shows or different people, and they thought it was really cool. So there might be something there, and it might be priced correctly. The next one is this card here, the linen card, $3. Buy it now, free shipping. I think that'll go. Someone's going to want that Milwaukee card for their collection. $3, free shipping. But really, $3, by the time you pay eBay, by the time you take the 53 cents out, by the time you pay all the fees and stuff, you need to bump that up a little bit to get your margin up there. I think it's just a little too low. Then you got another one of these crossword puzzles, photos, Italy card, 1920. So is that a trend? Are these crossword coming through? Are these mostly Italy? I didn't check that, but maybe it might be something there. But $6. So you had that other one for $35. Let me put it up here. $35 from Italy, and then you got one for $6 from Italy. Here come, so the $6 one, the $35 ones is competing for something for $6. I would go back and revisit that, look at the market and stuff. Now you might have $30 in the card, and you need $35. I don't know the whole story, but right there shows me that the $35 one compared to the other one, I think it's a little, it's extremely high on there. But that's the pricing for crossword theme postcards. Just wanted to do this topic because I wanted to learn a little bit more about crosswords, and I wanted to see what the prices were, and I thought I would share. Not a lot of money into them. Maybe the topic would sell it a little bit more if you had a special topic on there. But even the older ones are still $5. So I would say $4 to $5 cards plus shipping on some of them. But that's crossword themed postcards. If you see them, now you know what they're worth. If you get them for cheap, or they come in a lot, heck, I post them. I post everything. But I would, now I know where to put them. I'm not, and I have listed some of these, so I'm not losing. I'm listing them for my $4 to $5 average card. So I'm fine with that. I'm not missing out on anything. Crossword themed postcards. Who knew? Polls. Every Saturday I put out a poll. A little community tab at the top. If you're subscribed and you got the notifications on, you should get a message saying I got something new out there for you to look at. They're real quick things. And this one had 71 people actually participated in the poll. Thank you. I'm very grateful for that, because it gives us what people are really doing out there and what they're thinking. Are we doing it right, or should I be doing this? Everybody else is doing this. What is your competitors? So we're sharing the knowledge of selling postcards by doing some of these polls. This one was when mailing sold postcards, you put them in a new sleeve. And what I meant by that is the Mylar sleeves, these little mill sleeves that they use, you put postcards in. I always put them, my postcards, in a new sleeve. I don't put them in the ones that have the stickers on them like this. I don't send that to the collector. I put them in a new sleeve, and I save and reuse this sleeve for my inventory, because I want them to take it out of the thing and put it right in their collection. It's just part of the, and it's worked into the price of the postcard. These are, you buy them in bulk, they're cheap. If you people out there. Now there's some people out there trying to sell them for a lot of money. You got to look around and make you get. And I don't. Sometimes I buy different brands because they're cheaper. Somebody got to box them at a whatever to sell and stuff like that. But that's what I mean by new sleeve. So 70% of the sellers that participated here said they put them in a new sleeve. 25% said no. I guess I would want to know the reason why not, and just to challenge that and see if the 70% should not be doing it, but the majority of people are. And other is 4%. And I had some comments here. Brandon P said, new sleeves all the way. I think it just looks so much better, so I suspect it helps create repeat customers. Also, it's a tiny bit quicker to use new ones versus store and used old ones. I mean, I've gotten postcards in old nasty sleeves, or I've got them taped all up where I had to get the knife out to try to get it open. Stuff like that. So yeah, new sleeves all the way. It's a good presentation. One of the best things you can do. People worry about titles, worry about price and all that stuff, but when it comes down to the bottom line is when they open that package, what's it look like? It goes a long way for less than a penny. Next question was, I put between two pieces of chipboard and then put that in a sleeve and then put that in a postcard size zip bag. It all fits in an A6 envelope and ships less than an ounce first class. You can save a lot of time and money. These little photo mailers, EchoSwift photo mailers, there's a link in the description, 6.5 by 4.5 photo mailers. You just need to put a sleeve, and these are 250 GSM. You don't need the chipboard, and they will go through the machines. Your chipboard might have a problem on some of the machines and become non-machinable, or stuff like that. It's a lot of work for postcard. Now, if it's a higher price postcard, different story. My average postcards, I can put 4 in one of these things for 53 cents. Go look at my feedback. That's how I gauge the shipping. Flying colors on it. No one's ever said anything about these postcards on there. So, but that's the way you do it, Stephen, and you're successful with it. I don't try to tell people that they have to do it, but I'm just suggesting out there. How many people use those envelopes? I guess that's a poll I should put out there. But put in the comments how many people use these envelopes on there. These are the best things I ever found. They are back in stock. Last year they were hard to get, but I am getting them. They're a little bit more pricier than they were. But I just love them. They're so easy to use. Thanks, Stephen, and thanks, Brandon, for your message. So, and then Kelly says, I sleeve them when I list them. That's the same with me. I sleeve them, and I put an inventory number on the sleeve because I don't want to stick it to the card. That's bad, by the way, from experience. And then I just replace it with a new one when I sell them, and then I reuse this in my inventory. But Kelly says, I sleeve them when I list them. I only replace the sleeve if it got damaged during storage. Yep. And Kelly's got a lot of postcards. So, but that's new sleeve. You want to give a good presentation. So that's the poll. They're out there every Saturday. There's a bunch of them I just left out there in the community tab, and you can go and participate in them from months ago, and just look at the information that we're gathering on this channel about selling postcards and what the best practices are. Best practices is what is defined by the sellers and the buyers. It's really not defined by eBay. They got best practices. But I asked the question, do you use a new sleeve? 70% said yes. I would say that's a best practice. It's been successful. And the people that are not doing it, 25%, you might want to find out why. Would it help me? And remember, in the reselling business, a lot of resellers are not humble. You have to be humble, and you have to look at other things and say, you know what, that is better. Or you know what, I'm not going to do that. I like the way I'm doing it. So you got to make a decision how you want to run your business, but also you don't want to just stick your feet in the sand and say I'm not budging, because you need to learn how to change. Change is a part of this business. Markets change, things change, prices change, postage change. There's constant change. It's not like going to work every day, putting 3 screws in a refrigerator for 50 years and retiring. It's change. You got to go with the wave. Polls. Now let's get into viewer comments. I like these sections. I was able to pull another one from Julie Norman. Julie Norman is a postcard seller. She has a channel, Julie Norman, and puts up different postcards and stuff like that. So go check Julie out. She said, nice to see Sal. So this is from the Grand Army of the Republic video I did. Sal made a cameo visit. If anybody doesn't know, Sal is my pet bird. He's a ringneck parrot that sits over there, and his name is Sal. And he's down here with me all the time. And under contract, he has to do so many videos. But haven't put him up lately. But he was up the other day introducing us. But nice to see Sal. I don't think I've come across the GAR postcards yet. In Grand Army of the Republic, it's called GAR, that I've noticed. Yeah, I see them more in the antique booths than I do in boxes, Julie. But I'll see them at the antique malls. But I'm with you. I haven't really seen a lot lately, but they do pop out. Maybe because I don't look for them, too. And then she talks about eBay standard envelope. She has a document with a paragraph about it that I can copy and paste when someone says they've gotten their postcard, and it says delivered. Generally, it's delivered within a week after that. If there's an issue, thanks for the shout out. So yeah, I have a canned message. I just have another video coming out about the update. I'm doing an update every month on tracking like 100 mailings on eBay and a bunch of mailings on Etsy, and seeing how the 4 scans do and if I have any problems and how they're performing. It's kind of interesting data, and we're going to be able to see how it affects during the holidays too. But yeah, the canned message you send to customers, I don't think people understand the eBay standard envelope until they actually do it. You can put it in your description, send them emails, or blame eBay not describing it or whatever. I don't think there's anything except experience. The postcard buyers get more experience with it, knowing that it says delivered, but it's going to take a few days. But send that canned message. And yeah, Julie, no problem with the shout outs. She has a great channel over there. So more postcard channels, the better. If you look at the bottom of my homepage on YouTube, I have all the channels that I know of. And if anybody has a channel out there on selling postcards, or you do something with postcards, leave it in the comment here, and I'll try to pin it down at the bottom of my thing so people can do that, because all of us do it a little bit different. So you got to pick what you want. But thanks, Julie. Thanks for watching. Connie, I think CK Postcards is Connie. I'm the worst with names, Connie, sorry. Enjoyed the video. My local post office will stamp envelopes. Non-machinable, do not bend, for an extra 30 cents or so. So she'll go to the post office, or they can go to the post office and they get a stamp for 30 cents that says non-machinable. If you stamp and do not bend without paying the extra postage, it may get rejected at the counter, or have postage due on arrival. That's interesting. I don't stamp mine with that stuff. This is from the video when I talked about that one envelope that had a barcode, and the seller put non-machinable and all this stuff and different stamps on it. Many people don't know this. I do not mark any eBay standard envelopes do not bend. I am not sure it actually will matter. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think they just dump them in the sorter and let them go. Now, an oversized or large first-class tracked envelope, I will use a do not bend sticker, hoping to prevent it being folded or jammed in the mailbox. Yeah, where they will bend it and try to get in there. I do that with my magazine ads. I put a stiff piece of cardboard in there so they don't do that. And it seemed to work so far. If it does happen, at least the customer knows I did my best. Yeah, it gives them a warm fuzzy is really what it does. But just to give you an idea of what people will send postcards in, I got a few things here. So, this one had so much tape on it, I mean, it would probably float in the ocean for days. It had a do not bend sticker on it. It had another do not bend sticker on it. It had a piece of cardboard taped inside, and the postcard was in there. I had to take a knife and get there. There's no reason to put all that tape on there for one little postcard and do all that. It's just, it's overkill. And I had to make sure I didn't cut the card. But this thing would float. The next thing I got, just to show you what people will do with postcard and overkill it and whatever, I got this. People say, what is that? It's 2 pieces of construction styrofoam with duct tape all around it, and they stuck a postcard. My postcard came inside this, and it was mailed like that, first class. Why? So, so they went to thing to cut the styrofoam, put the duct tape on there. Duct tape is not, they don't recommend duct tape to use for mailing, and they stuck it in there. I got somebody's garbage, is basically what that is. Now I'm looking at this from a buyer, but I also have a seller hat on. Next one, I got this. I got one postcard, no sleeve. It was just in a plain white envelope, very slim, and it's got tape all around it. So it was difficult to kind of open, but there was no protection at all on there. The card made it, but on there. This was an interesting one. Got a postcard in an envelope. It was wrapped in foil. They wrapped my postcard in foil. That would probably, I don't know if the metal on the card would do more damage than not putting it on there, but they just put it in an envelope. Just get these. I got them for sale in my store for 10 of these for, I don't know what it is, if you want to test them out. That's why I have them there. But EchoSwift, you can buy 10, 20 just to try them. But you're going to get that. And that's about doing the mailings. The next thing is, I got this. I got a box of postcards. Had a little bit of space. Somebody put these cleaned old meat trays from meat, and it looks like a dog chewed on it or something, inside for packing material. I don't know how much I paid for that box of postcards, but I'm sure if he got more than enough to buy better packing material. But are these clean? They don't stink, but were they, someone put their garbage in it. It's like when I got another box of something, and I get everybody's the backs of their labels off of their Rolo and their Dymos. They just shove those in the box, and then I get the old plastic bags in there, and just all the garbage they don't want in the box. It turns me off. So that goes to the shipping thing, and it also goes to the poll. We're putting it in a new sleeve. So when I opened the box and I saw the meat trays, I'm like, whoa, what is this? What did I order? And it was just postcards, but it had that stuff in there. They're just, everybody goes through the trouble of making sure their titles are right, their pictures are good, and all this stuff. Then when it comes down to packing, some people just, they lose it there. That's the last piece that you do on your part. It's the first piece that the customer gets when they get the product. So it's a good professional presentation in my eyes. But that's from a buyer standpoint. But those are the things I've received, and I'll keep ordering postcards, and I'll keep showing the weird stuff like that. There is no reason to do that. That is, that's crazy. To put two pieces of big old styrofoam on a postcard. The post office is not that bad on there, and duct tape. So that's just my little rant. So thanks, Connie, for your insight in watching the videos and everything you do with the postcard. So next one is Cool's Videos Today said, how many cards do you have listed in your store? Just wondering. I get this question a lot, and I just tell them the number I have, because I track it daily on there just to see if I'm gaining or losing in my sell-through rate. But in eBay, I have 32,556 listings. Those are individual listings in my postcard store. Now the quantity is over 90,000 postcards. And what that means is I can have one listing with 300 postcards behind that listing as a quantity. So a lot of my ship and boat cards, I might have 100 to 500 of that one card. So that's why the quantity went way up. But I have 32,556 listings as of recording this today. Now on Etsy, I have 4,079. So I have 4,079 postcards over on Etsy. So the grand total is 36,635 postcards. Now if I have a 2% sell-through rate, which it goes up and down between 1 and 2%, how many cards should I sell a month if I have that many in there? So you divide what you sold by what you have in the inventory. But that's the number of postcards I have. And they say, how did you get to that number? Years. Yes, I listed each one of these, but it's over a year's time, years and years of doing it daily and stuff like that. So that's what the postcards numbers I have. Now with the crossword puzzle postcards, that's one type of puzzle postcard, but I also did a video about some other puzzle postcards that teasing your brain and stuff like that, brain teasers. But take a look at this one here. It tells you a little bit about the puzzle things and the prices, what they go for, and some history about it as well. It's an older video, but it's out there. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Good luck out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.